Okay, hey guys, my name is Shreyas. I'll give a quick introduction, but before that, I would like to thank Nishit and Zeus Fitness for giving me this opportunity to speak in front of you. So, I've been in talks with Zeus Fitness from last 4 years. I've also been a member here. So, last year I shifted to Bangalore. So, I talked about that. You might have seen the poster, right? You might have seen the poster. I look slightly different. I look much more different. So lots of reasons. I got injured my back, I injured my wrist and all these things. But the main thing is diet. Okay, my diet was all gone for a toss. So that's why I slightly look different than the picture you saw. But we'll talk about that as well because that is an important topic because I believe that your physique, a guy who looks very aesthetic doesn't always have to be the smartest guy in the room as well. So, quick introduction. I'm pretty sure most of you are not aware of what I do, so I'll just give you a quick intro. I run a YouTube channel. I was one of the first fitness channels from India that I started in 2012, end of 2012, and I'm still doing it. So, the main reason I came here is because I've seen so many myths that needs to be busted, especially among this age group, who are young and who are, into the fitness lifestyle, who like going to the gym, working out, sweating it out, and getting a good physique. I'm pretty sure every one of you here would like to have, some great muscles all over your body. At the same time, also some people might want to improve their overall performance, maybe in a football game or badminton or boxing or whatever. Okay, so that's what I do, and I also do online coaching, which means I'm pretty sure all of you must be aware of online coaching. That's a big thing these days. Like you see so many Insta models who give online coaching and whatnot. So I've been doing that from the past 4 years. So that's why I thought why not talk to Nishit and conduct a very good seminar. This will be really interactive. I'm not going to my mic is falling off. So yeah, we'll start off. I'm going to keep this very, very simple. I spoke for half an hour, like before you guys came to some other people. So that was a completely different thing. This will be more interactive. We got some dumbbells, so I might call one of you guys, to just come and help me out. So why this session? Why this session? Okay, let me just ask you. What's your name? Rishabh. Okay, when you're a member of Zeus? Okay, when did you start working out? Well, just like when did you start your fitness journey? Year ago. Are you satisfied with whatever you are, how you look now and your performance? You're happy, right? So what if I tell you that maybe you could have taken that to slightly to a better level? Okay, we might not know that, but I'll tell you a few facts which might make you think and make you think even more, and you might be like, okay, what if I did this? I might have gotten better results. So that is why this session, I want you guys to not reach your half potential. We have a lot of potential for growth, improving our performance. I don't want you to be happy with whatever you have. Okay, so that is the problem. Don't be satisfied with mediocrity, and when you can just reach the highest level. Okay, so yeah. I am not saying I'm advanced, I know everything, I'm not a scholar, okay, but I'm somewhere between intermediate to advanced, so I think I can help you in some way. For weight training, there are three main things. How many times a week do you all train? 4, 5, 6, 5. Okay, so you train 5 times a week. Most of it is weight training, right? So, if you train 5 times a week, you are going to do maybe one day chest, next day back, Wednesday shoulders. How many of you do it like that? Most of you, right? Like most of you do it like that. So what if I tell you, whatever you're doing is slightly, utterly, not so good. If I'm a diplomatic. Oh, no. It just fell off. Yeah, so you do Monday chest, Tuesday back. And let's assume you start, I'm pretty sure whatever workout I'm going to write now, it exactly matches what you do. You start off with barbell bench press, okay? Maybe if not, dumbbell bench press. Otherwise, then after that you'll do incline bench press. After that you'll do some flies. Then some might do decline bench press. And then what else? Sorry? Yeah, 10 minutes, okay. So you do like 4, 5, 6, 7 exercises for chest. You do like pumped up, you click a picture for Insta and you're out of the gym, right? So it feels good. I understand you get a great pump. What if I tell you that is completely the wrong thing to do, especially when none of you are going to compete on stage, at least for now, and your goal is to stay healthy, look good, and also feel strong. So you eat protein, right? Not supplement. Protein-rich food. You eat chicken, eggs, paneer, dal, what else? Fish, whatever. Like all kinds of meat and also vegetarian food. But you work out. Okay, great. That is done. You also can consume protein-rich food. Again, great. Then what happens when you work out? Your muscle gets trauma, or you say muscle damage or micro tear or whatever. There are many terms. So what happens is after you work out, your muscles need to repair, then grow. So it doesn't grow as soon as you go home. So you consume the protein. So you do Monday chest. The next chest workout is when? Next Monday. So how many days gap are there? Is there 6 days. So for the 6 days, what is happening is your muscles are getting unnecessary 3 days of rest, which is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. By Wednesday, end of the night, your muscles are already recovered. Recovered as in I'm not saying the pain thing. The pain can be because of trauma also. Muscle trauma. Like you might have the soreness. So you think, great workout, isn't it? So all of you think that because you're sore, you had a great workout. But that is not always the case. Because I do my legs twice a week. So on Wednesday, my legs will still be sore. So does this mean I have to skip my workout because you're not recovered? No, that's not like that. Your legs are recovered. It's just that there's still that, trauma, and that will go down and down and down after a few years of lifting. When you're a beginner, that pain will be there. For women, they'll have it in their butt. For guys, they'll have it in the front part. And you'll find it very hard to walk, So when I had my first leg workout, I went to the school, I went to my PUC, I studied in Sharda. So I went to my PUC, I literally fell down because I couldn't get down the stairs because I had that numbness. So does that mean that I would never work my leg again, right? That's not the way. So the important factor for muscle growth is something called PS, not the Instagram PS. It's protein synthesis. Okay, now what is protein synthesis? You all consume protein, right? So that protein has to be utilized for what? Protein is not a great source of energy. The carbohydrates is a great source of energy. Carbohydrates is what your body loves. So if you eat one chocolate, will you stop there? Most of us won't, especially me. I won't stop. So I go for another. That's because of the carbohydrate. That's basically sugar. Your body loves sugars, okay? Your body absolutely loves sugars. But if you eat protein, if you eat chicken, you won't be running around, right? Because chicken is not a great source of energy, but it's a great source of fuel for your muscle. Okay, so muscles love protein. Anybody who says you don't need protein to build muscle. Like 4 years back, I went to a nutritionist. I was 17 years old. My mom was angry that I was eating eggs, chicken. She was saying, well, no, let's go to the doctor. Your kidneys will get this, kidneys will get that. So I went to the doctor. She told me, no chicken, no eggs. You should eat paneer. To be honest, Indian paneer has 25 grams of fat in 100 grams. Okay, just saying. And the fat in the paneer is not the best source of fat also. Now you eat chicken, 100 grams of breast or thighs, you get 5 grams or 8 grams of fat. So you don't eat chicken, but you can eat paneer. Does that make sense? No. So things like this actually made me get into this. Fitness was not a part of my life. All I did in my childhood was eat, play cricket, play football, sleep, repeat. Go to school in between. So that's all I did, okay? So, but fitness was never a part. I came to Mangalore, I was lonely, I'm from Kasaragod, so I didn't have any friends here. So I thought, okay, let me go to the gym. When I went to the gym, the thing they asked me to have chest fat. So they told me don't work your chest, okay? You should do flies. I'm pretty sure some of you might have heard that. If anyone has chest fat here, the trainer must have heard bench press part hochi, the flies high repetition, fat bone, something like that. I don't know to do, but I'm just trying to speak. So protein synthesis. I'm pretty sure all of you understand the basic graph. So let's assume day 1, day 2, day 3. Okay, so your protein synthesis is the highest up to 3 days after the workout. It starts from baseline, then there is one more baseline. In between the 3 days, no, this graph will keep on going up. It's on the peak 24 to 36 hours, comes down again after 3 days. So if you did chest on Monday, if your protein synthesis comes down after 3 days, and the protein synthesis is the main factor for muscle growth, why are you giving your chest 6 days of rest? Does that make sense? Am I making sense? So what you should be trying to do is, if your protein synthesis is coming down 3 days, do not do Monday chest, Tuesday back. Everyone, I've done that as well. I loved it because I could take pictures, because I was pumped, my chest was pumped, my legs, everything was pumped. But at the end of the day, the main reason you're coming to gym is to optimize your gains. Not to make decent gains, but to optimize your gains. There's a difference between decent and optimal. Optimal is the highest level you can reach by doing certain things. So, I'm sorry, I'm just looking at you. Okay, so yeah, protein synthesis comes back in 3 days, right? So, what kind of workout? Bro, I can use this, right? What type of workout you can do? So, if your protein synthesis is coming down, how many of you have been lifting more than 5 years here? More than 5 years. They have been lifting for more than 5 years. What workout do you follow now? I'm not going to judge anything. Two muscle areas, same muscle, good. So what it's doing basically is it's called a semi-bro split. Now what is a bro? Who is a bro? Now I'll tell you, bro, I took this whey protein, okay? I got some nice muscles, bro. So he will go and tell his bro, I took that whey, bro, I made some nice things. So he'll tell everyone. So that becomes a huge circle, and eventually, the whole country, we'll be talking about that whey protein particularly. Like 4 years back, there was this brand called Ultimate Nutrition. So even my gym growth would be bro. Super red whey protein, muscle gain apudu. Cutting, when you're cutting, don't take, only when gaining you can. I made a video on YouTube. The video has like high views, but I saw the like to dislike ratio in the video. The dislikes were a lot than usual. Then what I told in the video, this video gives good results. I mean, this protein gives good results. Then I realized why there are many dislikes. So that is what bro is. Okay, just a small term in the gym, bro science. So that's what we call bro science, which is the science that you spread from you to your bro, to your bro, to your bro. So it becomes a big circle. So whatever knowledge we get, especially here, like not in the gym, I mean, in the surroundings, it's called bro science. But we are not going to talk that. So the first bullet point of this session is facts greater than beliefs. Okay, everybody has their own beliefs. Some people believe in God, some people don't. Some people who believe in God have different beliefs than other people who believe in God, So beliefs are different, but there are certain facts we need to follow. So he said he's doing chest and triceps, I guess, back and biceps, shoulders and legs or whatever. So he's doing 2 different muscles in a day. So he's done, in 3 days he's done working out all the muscles. Then he's coming to the 4th day. So what happens? Monday he did chest, right? So the protein synthesis in your chest, your shoulders and triceps are elevated. So what happens? Your body is going to grow. It will grow even if you are doing Monday chest, okay, Tuesday back. But the difference is, here 3 different muscles are there. Protein synthesis is protein synthesis is very high, okay, and when you come to the chest workout again, where's your protein synthesis? Back to baseline. So what happens? You are going to maximize your gains again. So doing chest Monday, back 1 muscle per day is good only when you have been lifting for more than 8 to 9 years. Because and I am also known as the promoter of natural bodybuilding, and people like and hate me for the same reason. Especially the way I talk, I don't talk BS, I just come straight to the point. Some people don't like to hear, In India we like to hear things like this give me results. There is a diet you can follow for 1 month and will help you lose 6 kgs. I'll talk about that. It's very popular these days. I'm sure you spoke about it recently. So, keto diet I was talking about. So I talk about that. So the main reason for the session is just bust the myth. And the reason is, nobody, when a trainer tells you should do Monday chest, nobody asks why. So start being a critical thinker. Even in our college, even in my class in engineering, I didn't see anyone questioning why. There are 2, 3 other guys who will ask. But the majority of the class will never get doubts. And even if they get, they're scared to ask. So always why? That should be the main question. I regret the decision, that I didn't ask my trainer why. He asked me to not train my chest, and till today chest is one of my weakest points, because he told me, if you train your chest, your fat, it will look bad. The chest will look bad. But if I make sense, just say yes. What if I train my chest, the chest muscle grew, and I was following a good diet? What if the fat went off and the chest looked good? right? Till today my chest is my weakest point, and that's a regret, but never mind, at least you guys will get help. So now you understood why you shouldn't do that Monday chest, So basically the only way you're going to build muscle is protein synthesis and your diet. That will be the last part, very important. So this is the topic regarding that. Now few exercises. Okay, now I need a volunteer, anyone, nothing much is come bro. You're having a good time, bro. The name bro? It's Divesh. Okay, hi Divesh. Do you know how to perform, one second, I'll just get a lighter bro. Do you know how to perform tricep kickbacks? Yeah, can you show me? Okay. So this how many of you have done this exercise? Please raise your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, everyone has done it. Okay, now I'll tell you why this exercise is the worst exercise for your tricep that you can do. You'll not get injured, don't worry. But this is the worst exercise for your triceps. Okay, just a second, bro. Now, okay, I'll use this. If I drop this, where will it fall? Now, what is this resistance? So now, if my friend is doing tricep kickbacks like this, where is the resistance getting pulled? Which direction? Any science students say down. Simple. Law of gravity. But what are you doing here? You are doing elbow extensions for your triceps. Now, the function of your triceps is what? Elbow extension. So if you have some people, he at least did it like this. Some people do like this, two hands, they hold and do. How is it hitting your triceps if you are doing it along the line of gravity or the line of pull? You should always do it again. That's why you do this exercise, because you are doing it again. Now, some of you might ask, no, at the pump nice pump, I got nice, I felt a burn. You feel a burn, right? You know why? From here to here, nothing is happening. Okay, only this point, the end peak contraction is called. End point, only there is tension. So if you want to do this exercise, do it on a cable. Has anyone done this exercise for chest, like this only dumbbell? Has anyone done this? No, okay, good. So there also the same logic applies. Like you're doing, the resistance should be pulling this direction. But it is, so free weight, this is a semicircular motion or a circular motion. You're like hugging someone or you're drawing a circle. Even the tricep kickbacks, you're drawing a semicircle, like it's going like this. So any semicircular motion, always remember, and it's an isolation exercise. Any isolation exercise is always best done on cables. Okay, because there's always constant tension. It is going from here to here, there's full tension on your triceps. So to build your muscle, you need constant tension on your muscle. So if there is no tension, what is the use of doing this exercise? Does this make sense? It makes sense, right? So there is a way you can do this exercise. So what you need to do is you lie on the incline bench. Like some people, they love certain exercise, that emotional feeling between that exercise, or some people is deadlift, they never stop doing deadlift. Good thing, but some people like I have to do hammer curls, Some people have that love, and some people think some exercises are hardcore, And yeah, so if you want to do, what you do is, this is an incline bench. You just lie down on the incline bench, like you're doing incline press. You lie face up, sleep in a prone position, as in you're sleeping like this, and you're going to hold that kind of and it's just going to do it only this much, see, this much. Okay, only here there's tension. But if there is no tension here, what is the use of doing? Right? If you can do the same thing in cable. Okay, and same thing about, thanks bro, thank you so much. Thanks so much. And now we do inclined dumbbell flies, right? Inclined dumbbell flies. Right? Inclined dumbbell flies is what we do. Even in the inclined dumbbell flies, there's no tension here because it's almost near the ground. Then there is no tension at the top, peak contraction. So basically the tension is this much. There is only tension. And there are muscle fibers in your chest. Muscle fibers everywhere, right? So the only way the muscle fibers are going to get completely stimulated is through full range of motion. Okay? We think full range of motion is what? How much you do, like how long, like how much is the motion. That is not actually true, that is theoretically true. But range of motion is to be observe which angle your joint is being moved. Here we have a shoulder joint, so it is a larger angle when you do it on a cable. There's more tension on a cable because whenever you do anything in cable, right, you can go all the way down. Okay? Some people do it like this, flies. Like Arnold used to do, like he used to go all the way down and all the way up. But with flies, there's only tension this much. Okay? And some people do lateral, dumbbell lateral raises for a shoulder. Like full up, full down, full up, full down. Even there's no tension here, bro. There's no tension here. Your traps will get going. For the lateral leg, you have to just do this much, you know. There's only tension here. So what will you do? It's a semicircular motion. Use cables. You know, just stand here and do like this or just get it from behind. So all this is the basic law of gravity. You know, I actually wrote something different in my log, but I just decided like you guys seem very interested and you're young, so I thought I'd be very open with you. So yeah, so that's the thing about this gravity thing. So any isolation means one joint, single joint. In your tricep extension, shoulder joint is a stabilizer. It's used as stability, and this elbow joint is getting extended. There's only movement around the elbow joint. What is the compound movement? Deadlift. Your lower body, the whole lower body, your lower back is getting, you know, engaged. So that is a compound movement. Bench press. Your elbow joint is moving, shoulder joint is moving. The chest, shoulder, and triceps. These muscles are push muscles. Back and biceps. You are pulling. Your shoulder joint is getting, your scapula is getting retracted. Scapula is here. Scapula is getting retracted, and your elbow is also moving back. So what is happening? Two joints. So sir, that's for a row you do. And one more person, please. Hey, no, not you, bro. Someone else. Come on. So you don't know. Come on. No problem. Have you done your name, bro? Done. Nice. Can you? No, I can't. Can you do a dumbbell row? Two-hand dumbbell row. Thanks. Yeah, can you do a two-hand dumbbell row? Okay. Okay. So now what is happening? Okay, you can just stop. Okay, just leave the dumbbells. You can just stay in that position. Yeah. So just okay. Now he's doing it like this now. What is the angle here? So what is happening? You know, when he pulls it right up. Okay, that is the maximum tension. He's training his upper back, his rhomboids, that small one. You see a back, it looks like a snake. Then there are two small balls that look like eyes of a snake. So he'll have it here, and it's mid traps. You are in traps, you know the traps. This is the traps. Traps, there are three parts. The upper trap, which you can see, the mid trap, which you can't see that much, lower traps. Okay, now it's training his mid traps, rhomboids, and his erectors. Erectors are the lower back. That Christmas tree kind of feeling you get, right, in the lower back. So what he's doing is, there's only tension here. So his back angle is like this. This is a free weight. So what happens is, when he's going full down, it's not in line with the muscle fibers. So what you do is, keep your back as parallel to the ground, you know. Keep your back as parallel to the ground, okay? So push your butt back, bro. Push your butt back. Bend your knees. Yeah, push your butt back. And more down, more down, more down. Yeah. So, you know, this is not in the proper position. So what you can do is, instead of doing two arms, this is because your core is weak. This happens when your core is weak. So what you can do is, you can hold this thing. Your back should be parallel. Otherwise, you're not utilizing, it's okay. You're not utilizing the dumbbell, one arm dumbbell rows in a proper way. So your back should be absolutely parallel to the ground. And that will only happen if you learn the movement properly. If you don't learn the movement properly, like some people, it's all about it. Like when you go to the gym, like you know that people are watching, and you think, you know, when you lift heavy weights, you feel good, right? But that's okay. But at the end of the day, you need to learn the proper form. Any day, a guy doing proper form will have more, you know, quality of muscle than a guy who is just lifting heavy. And it can also cause injuries. You know, even if you are very careful with your form, you can still get injuries. So even this exercise, the dumbbell rows, make sure, I've seen so many people doing it like this. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen that also. So they just stand. Where is the gravity pulling this, bro? So you have to do it against gravity, and the muscle is here. If you are training, why do you do biceps like this? Do sleep and do biceps like this? No, you don't. But you can do it with cable, because it's pulling from that direction, right? So your muscle is here in the upper back. Then what you should do? You should bend full down, and then you are lifting against gravity. So you are utilizing your muscles. You are not utilizing your stabilizers. In this case, you are utilizing his lower back for stability. And that's why sometimes when you do dumbbell rows, you tend to feel a little bit back pain. Okay, thanks. So these are a few exercise related mistakes that people do. If you guys have any questions related to exercises, okay. Can I cover one more topic? Myths. I'm pretty sure your questions will be about myths only. How many of you have done, especially women, if you're looking for fat loss, have you heard the term lighter weights and higher reps will help you define your muscles or lose fat, or has anyone heard lower weights and higher reps for definition, higher weights and lower reps for mass. That's another big claim and do certain wrong things. So I really wanted to talk about that. But first we'll talk about exercise related question. Anything personal exercise related questions? Yeah.
You spoke about one-arm double rope.
Yeah.
I've seen you guys go and when you twist their arms.
I've seen you guys who go to when you push their wrist when you go down.
Very good. Super question. Actually a great question. Now, have you seen when you do, have you done seated rows? So when you do seated rows, some people will do like this and like this. This is where the function of your muscle is really important. Now, you're doing back. The joint involved is elbow joint and shoulder joint, which is this. You're doing this, you're pulling this back, and you're retracting the shoulder. This is retraction, this is protraction. So you're doing protraction, retraction. If your wrist joint is not involved in that exercise, what is the use of rotating your wrist? Makes sense? If you are rotating your wrist like this, there is no use. Okay, so if you are rotating your wrist and it doesn't act on the muscle, what is the use of rotating your wrist? So if you do like this and do like this, there is no difference. Your wrist joint has no connection to your back. Okay, so in certain cases it will help. Now for example, biceps. So what is the function of your biceps? What is the function? Yeah, just curling, which is elbow flexing your elbows. But there's one more function to your elbows, which is wrist supination. Supination is rotating your wrist. So that helps in, you see, I do not mind if someone has like good well-defined biceps. If you see, if you rotate your biceps, if you rotate your wrist, you can just come once and just, can you just rotate your wrist? Can you see the biceps getting work? So this is called supination. This is pronation, this is supination. So that's it. So you might have seen some people, doing bicep curls like this. That's because the function of your bicep is not only curling, it's also supination of your wrist. So when you can hit two birds with one stone, why do you have to, but doing that wrist rotation from back is not even necessary because there's no relation between your wrist and your, this is just a, hook for your weight to pull. Okay, so there's no use of doing it. Only if I make sense, just say yes. If this is the muscle acting, the function is elbow, pulling elbows back and retracting your shoulders, then there is no wrist involved. Wrist is just to hold the weight. Okay, even if you do back exercise, tying, girls do this exercise, right? Kickbacks. You put one thing around your legs. If you use that and still, do your back, there's the same thing. So it doesn't matter if you rotate your wrist, because wrist doesn't act on your back. If it acts on your back, then it's fine. Otherwise, for biceps, do that. Please do biceps like this. Because you are hitting two birds with one stone, then why not do it? Just spiking moves. I see so many videos. People say white rice shouldn't be eaten during this thing because it will spike your insulin. They will not know what happens after insulin is spiked. Your body to store fat and something, a lot more to happen. Or you just be white rice and will get fat. So energy balance is the main thing. That is, I want to give you updated knowledge. Not like just something someone said. If I had a good body, I could have actually misused your innocence in front of me and I could have just given some bullshit and you would have just listened because of my good body. Now at least I'm giving you facts, my body is not in that posture for this thing. So at least now you know given facts. Please go and cross check whatever you have to check, and Google is good these days. Just talk to Google. You type in Google, sometimes good sources won't be there. Ask Google direct question. What will happen if I do crunches? Google will say, you will just build your arm muscles. So, be very, learning is better and sharing is caring. That's all I'm trying to do. Thank you guys. That's all I had to share. Hello.
Oh, you want to give away the t-shirts?
Yeah, sure.